like we have to include a widget. As I've said yesterday, everything on Flutter is a widget. So I have to include a widget in my code that handles any type of notch in the application. So I also want to mention a predictive tip for every one of you who is going to be doing Flutter development. Whenever you want to include a widget above a particular widget, let's just say I have a text here, right? So a text is enclosed by this container widget. This container widget is enclosed by scaffold widget, and scaffold is enclosed by material app widget. Everything is a widget here, and this all is enclosed by this my app widget. Fine. So if just let us assume, I'll remove the stuff. So let's just say there's only this text widget here. Okay, and there's no container widget for this text. Let's just say I want to enclose this text in a container. What do I do? So I just hover and type press on this text widget anywhere on this text widget, and there appears this button on your VS Code. This comes out of the box from the Flutter extension if you have enabled on your VS Code device. And then once you click this think button, then there are many options with this. Wrap with the widget, wrap with center, wrap with column, container, padding, and stuff. So if we directly want to wrap it with a container, we can just click wrap with a container. Then what happens is a container comes up, and inside it a child comes up, and this widget goes inside this child. Okay. But if you don't want to include a container, you want to include some other widget. So I just undid my thing, and then again I just wrap with a widget. It can be any widget, and I can name this widget. So since we are naming we are making it a container, I'll make this a container. Fine. Once you put a comma here, it will automatically align itself. So yeah, what I was saying is everything underneath this has to be handled for all type of notches. So so container is the only widget that's happening in this whole app, right? So I'll wrap this container with a widget, and that widget is to be named as safe area. It takes care of any device you put it in the application. It takes care of the safe area, and then it aligns itself to that particular mobile. See, this mobile has a notch here, right? So nothing has to be there above this. So everything comes beneath this. Fine. So if you just want to know how this safe area works, let's just say I give this container a color. Okay, then you can understand the stuff. So let's just say I give a color to this container. You just click C, and then color comes up. All is this IntelliSense by VS Code. You just enable your Flutter plugin inside your VS Code, and then everything works like with Breeze. And then colors in Flutter works only with the code colors dot any color you want. You can name it red, blue, green, something, but you just have to mention a colors in before it, and then a dot, and then anything after that. So if I want to say colors dot, let's just say cyan, and then I save it. This container is enclosed. This text is enclosed in a container of color cyan, and this container is enclosed in this whole safe area. So how do I know this if this safe area is only composed of this part? So what do? I increase the height and width of this container to occupy the whole safe area. Okay. So let's just say I have to the height of I as I've said yesterday, the height and width can also be managed. These are like numbers, basic numbers. You can keep 100.0. These are 100.0 and something like 300.0. Then you get a container of this sort. Fine. You can always change and move stuff so that this is the useful of use of stateful hot reload. So you can just save it here, and everything goes on changing there. So I want to know how the safe area is designed, right? So I just okay. So colors.hex code. So if you want to include a hex code, then what you do is instead of using this colors, I just write color, and then inside this I write the hex code. If the hex code is no, the hex code starts with 0xFF, right? After this 0xFF, this is basically denoting the opacity of the color. And then later that I can include the hex code of the color 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, something like that to get some color. Okay. So this is how, if you don't know what is the hex code of that color, then you just have to write colors dot red accent, and then some color pops in up. So if I want to so what was I saying? Yeah, so I have to increase the container size. So I have to make it like infinity. So infinity size has to be double dot infinity is a keyword which we use to see how much height or like how much maximum space it can occupy. It will occupy that much space. And for width also, let's just keep it the same, double dot infinity. So this is basically what the safe area of this mobile looks like. You can try it on your emulator and see what safe area on your mobile looks like. If there are no notches and the screen exactly starts from here, then safe area is basically the whole screen itself. So it again matters from different mobile phones to mobile phones. So that's the reason you have to guarantee early include the safe area so that it can globally take care of different types of mobile applications. So we'll now discuss about important widgets that are used in Flutter, like the most common widgets. So the most common widgets used in Flutter, first one is container. Container is like very important widget. Like you'll wrap different things with container. So yesterday someone is asking what is the use of a container, right? So you have this text widget. You have this hello world. You want to you want to keep this in a like a button kind of thing. Let's just say you want to keep this in a button kind of thing. You can use the button widget which is there in Flutter also, and also you can develop your own button. So let's just say I want to create that button with some width, say 30.0, and height is like 30.0. Let's just say just 50, I guess, maybe 100. Okay, so this can be a button. How? I'll explain you. So one more thing, if you want your button to be in your center of your screen, there's also another widget for Flutter, which you can use. So you want this whole container to be in the center of the screen. Okay, so you have to wrap this container up with that center widget. Fine. So you just hover on the container, press this button, and then you'll get this rapid widget or rapid center. You can select rapid widget and press center in the widget place, or directly you can use this rapid center. So if I save it, yeah. So the button or the container comes to the center of this safe area. So basically what this safe area does is, what does this center does is, it brings the child of this widget to the center of the parent. So any widget has a child and also has a parent. So let's assume the center is the widget that we are focusing upon. Then container will be its child and safe area will be its parent. So center brings its child to the center of the parent. In the same way, if you take container to be a widget, center is the parent and text is the child. So let's just say if you want to bring this text to the center of the container, what do you do? Can anyone type in the comments if you want to bring this text to the center of the container? For bringing the container to the center of the safe area, we use center widget, right? In the similar way, you want to bring the text to be on the center of the container. Yeah, exactly. So you just hover on the text and wrap it with center and then save it. Yeah. So the text comes to the center of the its parent. The parent is container here. So this is how you can create your own button here. Instead of hello world, the most famous buttons you see would be sign in or sign up, right? So let's just keep it sign in. And you can customize your UI like in different ways you want. Let's just say I want to include a rounded edges to this container. Fine. So what do you do? Similar to height, width, you can hover on this container to see what are different attributes that you can use. Uh, Forget about key. You know padding, right? Padding is nothing but to give some space to the edges of this any widget. Okay, you take any widget. Yeah. So padding is nothing but you want to include some space to the edges of this container. Let's just say you want to include some space to this. I'll explain you better way. Wait, let me remove the center widget first. And then let's just say there's this text. You want to have a space from the container edge and the text to be something like 10 units. Instead of being the sign in to be at center, you want just to be a little away from the edge. What do? You can actually wrap this with a padding. Okay. And then inside the padding widget, you can have padding to be adjacencies. Adjacent adjacencies is another widget that gives you your what do you say? it enables you to select padding. So edge insets dot only is a keyword that you use and remove everything here. So you have this thing. The text is to be wrapped up with a padding widget, in which this comes automatically with your VS Code extension. Edge insets dot only. You want to just include left padding, right? So you just type in left, and left to be 10 units, and save it. The text moves a little bit. Fine. And you just want to have a same padding on the top. Then you type in 10. So this is how it happens. Let's just say you want 5. So this is how you can customize also. Instead of using directly the center widget, you can use this padding widget, and also you can customize this. If you want to remove any widget, you can hover on the widget, select this button again, and then just remove the widget. It removes all the attributes of the widget also. So again, let's just customize this with center. And one more thing, we wanted a rounded edge, right? So you can hover on container and you can see different attributes that you can use to customize your container. You can select anyone. Don't go into like very detail about each. The most famous and most useful ones are width, height, color, and decoration. Decoration is like most useful one while you're using container. So what you do is, let's just do this. Select decoration, and then decoration again. This decoration is a widget. Okay, anything that starts with a capital letter is a class in Java. In similar way, don't go into Java. It's nothing but a widget in Dart or Flutter. So decoration, instead of decoration, we have this thing called box decoration, because this is a box. And then yeah, so this color has to be inside the box decoration. So that's why the error is coming. You go into the box decoration, write down the color, and then it reappears. And then you wanted a border, right? So a rounded border. You do again border radius to be precise, and then you type in border radius again. This border radius again is a widget. So everything is Flutter is widget. When you type in just border radius, you get this option called border radius dot circular, and then you just type in something like 15 units of border. Yeah. So you get a cool looking button now, right? But the issue with this thing is you are unable to see this black color, right? So you want to customize the text color. You might want to customize it. What do? You just go into this text, you hover it to see like if there's any decoration widget for this text also. You just have to experiment with stuff. You find everything in Flutter docs. You can go into flutter.dev, flutter.io, or and you can find everything in the docs here. Go to the docs. You can know about each and every widget. You can go into widget catalog. You can select something like, I want to know about container. Okay. Oh wait, there's no container here. Or am I misspelling it? Okay. So introduction to widgets, maybe widget catalog. Okay, like you can search in here. Like just say there's this text widget and you want to select this text widget. You want to know how can you customize each and everything. You can go down, you can see each thing. So data is the string, that text to be displayed. So the data we are presenting in here is this a string. String is nothing but it's like, integers, floats, right? In a similar way, there are strings. Strings are like character arrays. So that's what you want to present it on the screen here, the data. And then you can see local, max lines, overflow. You can read it everything in detail if you want to know much deeper into Flutter. Okay. It's available completely open on the Flutter docs. So you just want to decorate this. Okay. There's no decoration in text widget, but another similar thing called style. Okay. And then you would write in text style widget. Inside this text style widget, I just want to change the color. So color is colors dot white. Maybe I guess white should be good. Yeah. So you got this cool looking button with a sign in written on it. So this is how you can customize your own buttons, or else you have some other widgets for Flutter like raised button, flat button, so that you can directly import a button into your application. Okay, so you have understood like the most two important Flutter widgets, container and text, and also safe area. Another important widget that you need to know is app bar. many of the apps these days are having this app bar right on the top. So you have the app bar is present as a child of this scaffold widget. So you go into scaffold and then you type in app bar, and then you can just type in app bar widget. App bar widget. So how do these widgets are already written without customization? App bar, safe area, center, container, they are also each widgets which are written by the Flutter team for yourself. So like not for yourself, for you. Okay, they have worked hard and written these widgets, and it's completely open to you. When you download the Flutter SDK, basically every widget's code is downloaded on your device. If you just want to see what the code is, just hover on the app bar and then press your control button and then click on it. It opens an appbar.dart. You can read in the complete code of how appbar is built by the Flutter team. Like this is completely overwhelming for you now because you don't understand like what all is going on here. But once you get into the Flutter thing, you can read the code how it is written and stuff. Okay, so keeping it aside, so app bar is like the basic widget that you got here. If you want to change the color of this app bar, go into app bar, hover on app bar, you get to see any color thing, then you can directly change it. Yeah, there's this background color, right? So you can just go into it. Background color is, let's just say I want to keep something amber accent maybe. So yeah, done. We can customize this like however you want. You want to put some text in here. Okay, then what do you write? Hover on the app bar, check if anything is there. Title. So title is something which is common for everyone, right? Title matlab kuch hota hai. So title. So you want to write some text. So how do you insert a text in Flutter? So like, there's a widget for that. That's known as text widget. Okay. Similar to what we have used at the bottom. Okay. You can write in this is app bar. And a text comes on the top. You can style this text also. Okay. In the similar way you style using the style attribute and the text style widget, you can style this text also. And you can see on your mobiles, if you're using an Android emulator, this text to be on the left side. Okay. On iOS emulators, this is in the center. On Android, it is on the left. That is like very native to the application. This is what Flutter does. So Flutter basically compiles it into the native application, and the native application generally has some default standards set to it. Like the title should be at the left for Android and the center for iOS. So what do you do if you want to maintain like commonality between everything? So you just go into this app bar again, and then just type in center title, and then you keep in true for the title to be in center. If you just if you just leave it false, it will be on the left for like you're overriding the default statements for the native app. Okay, you're getting it? Maybe I got some comments. No. Yeah. So app bar is done. Container is done. Center widget, and then text widget. These are like the most important widgets. Now you have to see. I'll give you an like. Let's just work on the image that I've kept in the group. I'll open it. Yeah. So you have to build something of this sort. Forget about these wavy curves. Like this is very advanced for this session to build. We'll just build this three things. Okay, three products. Fine. So can anyone say what is this? What is this widget that is like covering this whole stuff? Like the name of the widget, which is in this color, a box kind of thing. Yeah, so this is a container. First, let us like brainstorm what all widgets are present in here. So this is a container. In container, we have text widget. So how do you get these many widgets here? Like three widgets and like four text widgets kind of thing here. This is again an icon widget. I'll come to that later. But first focus on these three things. These three text widgets with different styles. This is bold. This is kind of regular. This is light. Okay. So you want three widgets here, three text widgets, but you can only include one child to this container, right? So how come you can include three children to the container? Container can't take a child. So there comes the most important layout things called row and column. You understand row and column, right? Anyone who understands a basic spreadsheet or an Excel, they'll understand what a row and column is. row is something that goes horizontally and columns are something that go vertically, right? So in the similar way, we can include a column of widgets or a row of widgets. So column of widgets matlab the continuous array of widgets that go in wait, what did I say? Column, right? So column is something that goes vertically, and row which goes horizontally. Horizontal array of widgets. Okay, you get like in this thing, you got three in the vertical direction. Matlab, these are three text widgets arranged in a column. Fine. So let's remove this whole container and then come to our app. So I'll just remove this container. I'll keep the center widgets. For the center widget, the child will be a column. No, first a container. Right. Inside a container, so this is a container. Let's style it later, like with some height and width and this color later. First, we'll include the children widgets here. So first, we need a column widget that takes care of these three widgets. So inside a container, you have a child for the container. The child name is column. So column has again children. Column can handle many number of widgets, right? So column can handle children. Like in spite, like the container can only handle one child, column can handle many childs. So inside a column, you get a children button, like children attribute. Inside the children, you add in the three text widgets that you are aiming for: this Apple, iPhone 11 Pro, and this 1,18,001. Okay, so the first widget would be text, and then you write an Apple here. And then the second widget would be again a text widget, wherein I would be writing iPhone 11 Pro. And then there would be another text widget, wherein I write in this rupees 1,18,800. Maybe I should get a. Wait, give me a moment. You can just copy this rupee symbol from internet. So you got three text widgets in a column. This is in a container. If you want to know how this container is, basically the default color for container is white. So you just change the color to be colors dot red maybe. Oh, this is like very increasing because so yeah, column has an infinite length. Okay, double dot infinity length. Hence the container length, container maximum length is basically its child maximum length. If the child is a single text widget, then it is very small, like just up to Apple. But then the container has a child of column. The column has the size of double dot infinity. Hence the container also has the size of double dot infinity. We can restrict the size of container because the column isn't holding whole space, right? So container height, let's decrease it to somewhere around 100 maybe. Yeah, or maybe even less, 50. No, 80. Yeah, I guess 80 works fine. And let's keep width to be 200. 250. Okay, so you have these three widgets inside here, right? Now, let's get to a photo. So now you want, you can like modify this later. The text widgets can be styled out later. You want the stars here, right? A stars and a rating here. So this is like you assume this to be a row, complete row. Apple, stars, and this 465. This is in a row. So you have a column here. Inside a column, you have, let's assume you have a row, a text widget, and a text widget. You're getting it. You have to imagine everything in the form of this layouts only. And everything is like a parent children combination. So in the column, the first thing isn't this Apple thing because we should be having a row here. So row. Again, row is another any widget similar to column, which can handle multiple number of children. Unlike the container, which can only handle one child, row and column can handle multiple number of children. Fine. So I create a row widget and inside this children. So what are the children for this row widget? A text widget, an icon widget, and again a text widget. Okay, this is again a text widget, 465. So I write it down, text to be Apple. Again, an icon. So icon widget is similar to text widget. In text widget, you can include some text, right? In icon, you can have the icons included. So similar to what you do with color, you write colors.red, right? In the similar way, for icon, you have to write down icons dot maybe star. Let's say the star. You got a star here. Can you see this? Yeah. So you want 4 stars, right? So you can just copy this stuff. You can repeat this 4 times to get a 4-star here. I guess this half star, maybe star half. Okay. So you got 4 normal stars and a half star here. Fine. And you also need another text widget, right? That is 465. Got it. So text 465. So this is like a basic overview of what we have been building on this container. Let's make it exactly look like this in a while, but this is I've just made this for you to understand what a column widget and what row widgets actually mean. If anyone have doubts with this row and column widget, just how can we make the height adaptive to different devices? What height? Like I didn't understand right. And meanwhile, if anyone has doubts with this column widget or row widget, you can drop the answer here. Your question here, sorry. Like different devices have different size screens. So how can we make the container height adaptive? Uh, yeah, so you can come into it in the advanced stage. There's this another widget called media query. So if you just want this container to be of this whole screen size, instead of writing double dot infinity, you can also include something like, I'll just show you. There's this thing called media query widget. Others don't get into this. This is like a further stage of Flutter. Media query dot size dot height. So no, I guess like we have to include some context and stuff for this to work. So yeah, so Sushobit, I'll just explain you. This media query dot size dot height gives you the size of the screen. Okay, and if you just want the container to be something like half of the screen size, you just do by 2 and by 2 minus 10, something of this sort. So basically, this media query gives you the device height, and then you compute your stuff with this media query widget, and you perform the things there. Okay. So everyone is clear with this column and row widget, right? So you got some space here. So I can do that later, but you can okay. You can see this these both widgets, the icon widgets and this text widget are in one place. And this, okay, let's come to this from start. Apple, iPhone 11 Pro, and 1,18,000 all are on the same page. Can you see this? All are on the same line. So these are in the column. I'll have to explain this stuff for you. Just give me a moment. Let's just say you have a column here, okay? And then for any column or row, there are these two things called main axis and cross axis. For a column moves in a vertical direction. So for a column, the main axis is in this direction. Let's just name it main axis. And for a column, the cross axis is in the opposite direction, which is this direction, cross axis. And let's just say you also have this row, which goes in this way. Since row goes horizontally, the main axis for this row would be in this direction. And a cross axis would be in this direction. Okay, so why am I saying this main axis and cross axis is because if you want to align your widgets that are present in the column, you have to use this main axis and cross axis alignments. Okay, let's just say I have a widget here, 1, 2, 3, 4 widgets. Okay, if I just want to make these 4 widgets at the center of the column, what do? Center of the column matlab in vertical direction. I do these four, I write a attribute that these four widgets are in the main axis dot center. Okay, if I want them to be from the start of the column, I write them main axis dot start. If I want them to start from here, like let's just say this is a copy of the same column, the four widgets has to be of this sort. Then I'll write this main axis dot end. Okay, in the similar way, if I have a column and I have a widget of this sort, something here, something here. If I want everything to be on the same page on a center line here on the cross axis, not on the main axis, I want them to be center on the cross axis. I'll write it cross axis dot center. Okay, I'll just show you with an example here. So if I want the Apple iPhone 11 Pro and 1,80,000, everything to be on the center, the cross axis center, then I write down where's the column. So in column, I write down main axis alignment. No, it's cross axis, right? Cross axis alignment dot center. If I select this, everything should come to center. Oh my God. Okay, since because this is not our right main axis dot center. Let's just say I want to center it on the column. So these three widgets come to center on this main axis. Okay, if I want to make it come on the start, then it starts from the start. If I write from the end, it starts from the end. You're getting it, right? So you can align this in this format. If you want equal spacing between these three widgets, you can write down space between. So each three widgets goes to the end, and then some basic space, like equal space, comes in between. You keep four widgets, then again it computes the space between, and then it aligns automatically. If you want to write space around, then it also spaces equally on the outside. Okay, you can also use space even. We use space evenly, right? Yeah. So space evenly is also another alignment criterion. So what do we want to do? Yeah. So we wanted to explain how this thing works. Yeah. So this widget is in one direction, and these two widgets are in other direction. So you can assume this whole thing to be in a row, and again this two widgets to be in another row, and this Apple widget to be in a separate text widget. Okay, so there's this big row. Again, you have a widget, text widget here, and also another row widget inside a row widget. A row widget can also have another row widget. Okay, so a row widget, a big row widget has a text and a row widget. So you can make these two widgets spaced in between. So what happens is this text widget and this row widget spaces between them. Instead of you messing with this three widget spacing in between, you can wrap this two widgets inside a row widget, and you can space in between from the first widget. So I'll just show you how does this happen. This five stuff, I'll just remove this, and I'll include a row here. I'll write down children here. So our rows children are these things. Okay, nothing's changed because we haven't aligned anything. So the main big row has to be aligned space between, right? So I'll go to row, main axis. The row's main axis is in this direction. So main axis dot space between, then it spaces between. You get it, right? Instead, if you not include another row widget, it spaces Apple, each star, each star, each star, and this 465 also. Everything gets a space in between. You just want space between this widget and this complete whole set of widgets. So what do? You wrap this all inside a row and then space in between. But this is going out of the way, so I'll just have to do space around maybe. Yeah, so this works fine. Yeah, this red is not good to see. Let's make it something. Red accent would be. No, I guess one was good. Yeah. Yeah, so you can see the text in here. That's what the reason I changed the color to be colors or red. 100 is like opacity. You can hover on red and you can see what all different opacities you can include. You can also include the hex code if you get to know the hex code of that particular color. I've said you read the color bracket OXFF and then the hex code of that particular color. So the next thing would be we have to align all this thing in a thing, right? So I'll go to column. main column, and then main axis, maybe, no, yeah, main axis. Let's go to cross axis dot start. See, so the cross axis for the column is this direction. Okay, so cross axis starts from here. It start here. Cross axis center is this. Cross axis end is this. So I aligned the columns widgets. So the column has three widgets: the top row, then this both text. So I aligned these things with cross axis dot start. So what do you do if you want some size at the ends? Okay, as I've said you, there's this widget called padding, which allows you to put some edge, what do you say, some border size. So you want iPhone 11 Pros to be a space up between the space, sometimes some space from the left. So you hover on the text and wait for this button to come, select on it, and then type in wrap with padding. And then I've just said you have to use this edge insert dot only, and then remove. I want left side to be maybe 10 units. It's not yet aligned with Apple. Yeah, 15 units is perfect. Again, I hover on this 1,18,000 and I wrap it with a padding. Edge insert dot only. Left to be 15, right? 15.0. Okay, so this is how you can basically build this stuff. You can customize this to be bold, this to be different color and stuff. So you can design something of this sort. Okay, you can also decrease the size of these icons. So you go into icon and then you just type in size 5. I think it will be too less. Yeah, 15. Yeah, 15 is fine. So you just copy this size and you can paste it everywhere. So you have small stars similar to what you have in the photo. You can make it more smaller, more nearer and stuff like that. You can play with the UI, okay? And then you just copy the same code what we have written here for this container. This whole container has to be copied and then replicated 3 times. But there's this something I just tell you. The center widget also can only handle one child. So you want to handle 3 containers inside the center widget. How do you do that? What widget can you use to handle 3 widgets for this center widget? Center widget can only handle one child, but you want 3 containers to be on the center widget. So you just have a column widget inside the center. So center can also have a column widget. So I'll create a column widget. So let's just assume there's a center widget, which is imaginary. Let's just assume this is a complete center widget. In center widget, I'll have a column widget, which can handle 3 children. This is a child, this is another child, this is another child. After this 3 children, then you can copy the containers as these 3 children. So I've just copied the container, right? So where this container, yeah. So I'll just copy this container until the end. And I'll remove this from the code. And for the center widget, I have to just write down a column and then write down children. And then I have to include this container. So column widget starts at the top. You can't use the center also, okay? Because like again, you have a column. So this again goes for double dot infinity. So I'll just remove this center. This is useless now. So since I've copied this container widget, I'll just paste the container widget 3 times after the container completes. Paste, paste. So I got 3 containers. You can go into the appropriate place and change the stuff. If I want to change the last one, I can change it like 1 + 8 row. Okay, so and you can also change each color and stuff. So this is how you hard code everything. This is not actually what happens in the real world scenario. You write down a single card widget. This is known as something like a card, okay? You write a single card widget with this something to be the seller name, the name of the product, the rate, the ratings. And every data comes from the database that we have discussed in the last session. There's something called database, a back end, and a front end, right? So when you go deep into this stuff, you get to connect your app to the backend. and it pulls the data from the backend. I'm just hard coding everything to first. You have to first know how the UI is built, how the front end is built, how you can lay out stuff, how you can like customize everything. Then you can like extrapolate everything to from the database. Okay. So if anyone is having any doubt until now, can we dynamically change the UI borders of the containers in XML file rather than manually aligning? Um, what do you mean by manually aligning? Oh, okay. No. There's no XML file for this. This is not a Java project, right? This is a Flutter project. You don't mess up with XML files. You only have to code for Dart files, and there's nothing like you can't change them in the XML file. You have to do it manually, but you don't do it this way. Okay, when you do it in the real way, you don't do it this way. I'll just show you an example of a. You have to practice this stuff. You go into YouTube and then maybe. Okay, so I have done some videos regarding replicating the UI stuff. So I'll just show you an example. This is a UI stuff. This is what a UI screen looks like. So designers provide you this screen, how everything should look, how everything should be layout. They'll just drag and drop stuff on Figma or Adobe XD or some other application, and then they give you this stuff. You have to implement that as an application. Okay, so let's just say I have this thing called, maybe just show you how the thing looks. So this is how a UI should look. Okay, this thing would be given by the designer. You'll get a photo from the designer, and then you have to build this stuff on the application. Everything should be workable, right? You have a drop down. A drop down should be workable. You have this three moving stuff. It should be workable. This is a card. So I'll just show you how I've done it. You'll have to do it everything manually. This is my like a speed code series. If you understand the basic Flutter stuff, you can go into these videos, and then you can understand how to implement different Flutter UI series. So this is a photo that is given by the designer, and you have to build this thing again. This is not actually what happens in a actual project. The cards data also comes from the designer. No, not from the designer, from the database. So this is, if anyone knows what are extrapolations from the database, variables, variables and stuff, right? So variables are these things. You'll write a dollar, then you'll open the parenthesis flower brackets, and you write down the variable name in there. So that this is something like a reusable kind of thing what Sushobit was talking. So don't just start this Flutter series now only. You just start the basic stuff. So what I would suggest you is go into the flutter.docs. You can read in different, there are different widgets available on Flutter. You choose any so what I would say, this was my first ever UI design I have done, like personally, when I was learning Flutter 2. So what I did is I took this design from there's this website called Dribble. Okay, I just shared this on the group. There's this website called Dribble. You have lot of UI stuff in there, lot of photos put open to the society by the designers, and then you can take a design for yourself. Observe what each widget is. Okay, see, you can observe this on a first note. Once you know columns and rows, you'll observe. Okay, this is an app bar. You can understand that this is an app bar with a button here, an icon here, another icon here. Okay, this complete thing is a column. Inside a column, you have a row, first row. Inside this row, you have Odessa and Friday. And then the second is a text widget. And then the third is again a row. Inside a row, you have this sort by, this is a text again. And this price, this is again a container. And the container has a price. And then an icon and another icon. Icon is again inside a container. Okay. You can see this round thing. It's a container again. And then you come to the next child of column, and again this is a row. This is a card that you have written. This is also another card, and inside card also you. So basically you have to play with columns and rows and this container and text. Like these are the basic like heart of the Flutter with which you can play the stuff with. Okay, so what you do is you choose a design. Most probably you can choose up this design. You start with basics. Okay, you start with how can you basically design this. You don't have to replicate the same stuff. Okay, just try with, okay, this is a column. You first start with designing this card. After you have designed this card, you can start, okay, putting two cards, putting a space between cards, using a padding widget, okay, something of this sort. So this is like a very exponential growth. Once you have done a single design, you can take up another design. First design might take you a week to complete, and second design might take you a day to complete. A third design you choose might take like hours to complete. So now you can, after you practice a lot of designs and stuff on Dribble, then you can start with the actual app development process. First, you have to be perfect with how you can develop UI. Okay, UI is the first thing with app development. Once you develop the UI, you can go on with backend development. This might take you a 1 month time to actually get your things ready up for backend before you start backend. Any doubts? Any general doubts? So we don't have a drag and drop containers which are generally used in Java program. No, you don't have. But once you're good with the Flutter thing, like once you're convenient or comfortable with Flutter, you can just code for it in the same time you drag and drop in Java. Dragging and dropping in Java is good for first timers, but with Flutter, once you practice two to three designs, you can just code it in the same time. What do you say? Java is only used for Android. You can't develop iOS apps with Java, so that's a big con. Any general doubts also? How do you want to progress with Flutter? I just given you a roadmap. Like you choose your designs on Dribble. Start with learning about widgets. Go into YouTube, search. Okay, I'll just give you another useful resource. Maybe there's this thing called Flutter widget of the week. So yeah, so there's this amazing playlist by Google. 84 videos are there. You can go into each widget. They'll explain you like very good. You can, if you have free time, just go into every widget. Like you're just going to expand it. They'll explain you with animations how the widgets are. You want extra space and stuff. You can understand like with very ease. Okay, Google has this very good resource. If you have any doubts like with the design you're choosing on Dribble, you can go into this widget of the week. You can select like, okay, table seems to be more similar, or column or builder something. Then you can read in the video. And there's this also another useful resource. After you finish your UI, this is what I'm saying. After you finish your UI, so for UI you can use this widget of the week. After you finish this UI, then you can go into Flutter boring development show. This is again 48 video series. This is a intermediate level kind of thing. You can go into each and every video. I think I've seen some videos of this. I've seen from the other account also. So they are really cool. Okay, you want to know what is and what, how can you network things? How can you? This is completely how can you connect your app to backend. Once you are good with your front end, you can go on with each video. Like I've just seen this first video. It was amazing. Then I haven't seen other videos also. I just started my backend. How do I connect things with my backend? The first video was only very cool. So you can understand how you think you can do all this stuff and you can become a pro in Flutter. Maybe I think I have to see some stuff others also. Yeah. So there are no prerequisites to learn that. You can just have those. What do you say? You can just start with Flutter, and then you have any doubts with Flutter, you can just look up on Flutter docs or widget of the week, and the code you're writing is that. Okay, there's nothing like if you know C, you can understand any other language. You just have to code for widgets. How do they look? How do they stuff? This is not a kind of functional programming on something. When you do backend in Dart, then it will be kind of difficult. Then you should be knowing that. But for front end, there's no need of that for now. Can you tell how you got that baby background in the photo? Which photo? This one. Can you tell me which photo? The Amazon one? Uh, okay, this wavy thing. Okay, this is something I did as a design. Okay, this is not an app that I've done. So there's this app called Figma for UI designers. You can take up this app. You can download it. It's free and it's free to use also. unlike Adobe XD, which costs us. So I can choose this. I'll just show you. Okay, so this is everything is drag and drop in Figma. You can see this wave is actually something very big. Okay, I just placed it to look cool. You can get this on Figma. You can download Figma. This is a container here. You can move this up and down. This is what designers do basically. They design the app, how to look and stuff. They'll move this thing. Okay, this looks good. This doesn't look good and stuff. And then they uh, give this thing to the developer, and developer sees the design, and then he makes the application. Managing states. Okay, so this is again another very like an advanced thing. After you have done with the Flutter UI, then you go into YouTube. I'll suggest you this very cool video called Provider Flutter Google I/O. You just watch this 33 minutes video. I just drop this thing in the comment here. You watch this video after you finish your Flutter UI. Okay, this is also available on the Boring Development Show. The Boring Development Show guy also explained the same thing on Provider. If you're good with Flutter UI now only, then you can just start with Provider and then you can go into it. Like this is a kind of advanced thing, but once you're done with Flutter UI, you can go into anything. Okay. Yeah, nice having a workshop with all of you guys. Thanks. Bye.